Guess what? We're live.
Hey, it's Jess the Ska Kid. This is Palace Day Sheelerino. This is Billy Dreamer.
Hey, what's going on?
They're going to be distracted.
Josh ate my skin.
He did.
I'm still chewing on it. It's very chewy.
It's disgusting.
It's very
So
chewy.
you guys are from Milwaukee,
Okay,
Wisconsin.
yes, that is true.
Yeah? Did it pop up? They're going to try to share the live
We're trying
video.
to like spread the Jess the Ska Kid love.
We're learning how to use our phones. Everybody learn how to share and share.
I got
with us.
Billy Dreamer live.
Oh, this ain't it.
That's the show. Oh, William, you look like you're dying. Oh,
He
no.
is dying.
Are you okay?
You look really cute in here. And
So, introductions. Should we do introductions?
Introductions, folks.
All right, so I'm
we'll
Jess
figure
the
it
Ska
out.
Kid. Who are you?
I'm Josh.
I'm Amy.
I'm William Edmund O'Neill III.
Guitar and vocals,
Yes.
drums, and bass. Yes.
He also
So-
does the little vocals.
How-
Sometimes.
When you have another mic stand and he can stand up and you're not jumping on his back and breaking more of his body parts.
I know. I never apologized for that, William. At Summerfest when I jumped on your back and I forgot about your shoulder.
Oh,
Sorry.
I didn't even notice that.
I'm really sorry, but you handled it like a goddamn champ.
You should jump on his back now.
You can
It was
do it.
great.
Just do it right now.
I liked it.
Just jump
It
on
was
his
good.
back.
It was good.
I'm really
So
sorry.
how long have you guys been a band?
Billy Dreamer has been around since about 2005 in a million different incarnations.
It's really
But
sad.
as Billy, oh no, look,
Probably like a year and a
In the-
half.
no, no, you guys have been in the band longer.
I mean,
than
you've
that.
been playing music a long time.
Billy Dreamer, as what we do now for shows, has been going on since 2012. Like we decided, like we used.
He's not buying your bullshit.
No, it did, dude.
With other people, yeah.
No, yeah. Like I mean, these, you know, Amy's been in the band like 3 years. William's been in the band like 2 years. Like,
I think it's been 4. I feel like it's been
it's
4.
very close. Either way, I think this lineup right here is Billy Dreamer. Even though we've been a band for whatever since, 15 years or some ridiculous number. Like this right here is the band. Like all that other stuff doesn't really matter.
Sorry, Joel, if you're watching.
Sorry,
we love you,
Joel
Joel.
Surratt. Look, I love Joel Surratt.
Yeah, we love you, Joel. Miss
And
you.
Paul Mirando
Paul,
and everyone else
Mike,
who was in the band
every
over the
drummer.
years. We've gone through like a million drummers, a million. Even I was the drummer for Billy Dreamer at some point. I used to record it on a 4-track cassette thing and fucking put it through the PA. Like it's been
Wow.
ridiculous, like 15 years or whatever it's been. But
So never gonna stop is what you're
no,
saying.
no. Like we found our niche and we're staying with it. Put it that way. And this is like the perfect lineup for Billy Dreamer right here.
How did you guys find each other? Because you play very solid and tight. Like it is a very nice show. It's full of pizzazz. And the facial expressions you got are great.
Yeah.
You like the pizzazz a little bit.
We're Zazzy.
No, I mean, well, Amy, she has another band called the Meat Curtains. And there was this one show back in the day, Billy Dreamer was to play, and one of the bands never showed up. And all of a sudden the Meat Curtains were all in the audience, like Amy and Jody and Amber. And so that, like, Jade, the dude who put the show together from Foot, he was like, hey, Meat Curtains, why don't you just play? And they did. And then we were friends ever since or something like that.
And
Meat
now
Curtain steals some shows. We're known for that. We will steal your show.
Aren't you guys
We'll
playing
murder your
with
show.
MDC coming up?
Yeah, we're playing with NDC at Quarters,
That's what I thought.
October
He's flipping out about it.
16th, maybe. I'm not.
16th, it's a
October
Tuesday,
16th,
but
we're
call
playing
in on
with
Wednesday.
Curb Sitter, who is Milwaukee's fucking premier skate band, skate fucking punk. They are
Yeah,
my
check out
favorite
Curb
band.
Sitter.
They're amazing. So
Zora's playing that too.
Oh, Zora's playing?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's gonna be a nuts show. It's
What's
gonna be
up,
awesome.
Jade?
That sounds
That's
like you will
awesome.
leave like William
Holy
is currently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Broken a little bit, huh?
Oh, we got Zora. Pretty cool.
It's gonna
Good
be
show.
a rad show.
So
Yeah.
you guys were on 91.7 WSME this morning, correct?
Yes.
MSE? Did I say that right?
WMSC 91.7
Okay.
Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Promoting.
Promoting. No.
Yeah, we did. I think we did like
Oh.
6 U.S. minutes on Just the Ska Kid this week.
Yeah, well, was it just like listen to me, or it was like this broad is nuts?
Exactly.
Good.
It's a little bit of both. No, it was like, she's doing some cool ass shit, and everyone who's working with her is, because I really like, we're really happy to be on this show because I really like what Jess is doing.
And we're gonna MC and do
Yes.
Milwaukee Punk Fest 8 live! Holy fuck! So you'll get to see all of the crazy ridiculousness that comes along with that, but let's talk about that. We're in the 8th year. This is an annual thing and has thus grown from 1 to now. So how did you come to be doing this? What was the catalyst that said we're gonna do a punk fest and put this together? And how have you continued to have success so that it has continued for 8 years?
3 parts.
I mean, okay.
Fuck you guys.
3 parts, right? First part, I don't know about success. There's no money in Punk Fest. Put it that way. For all you kids at home, I don't make any money off this, alright? So, like, it's a labor of love. So, keep that in mind when you're like, oh, this guy's making money. There's no money being made, alright? Just come and support the bands. That's what matters. But, either way, so in 2011, we met a band called Foot. They're basically Milwaukee's butthole surfers, like old butthole surfers. And I met them on fucking Craigslist or something. And I remember being like, you want to play the show? And I was like, okay.
It was a Craigslist hookup.
It was a Craigslist hookup. And we did it at the Monkey Bar, which is gone now in Milwaukee. And he was like, it's going to be Milwaukee Punk Fest 1, dude. It's going to be fucking awesome, And I was like, let's do it. So it was Billy Dreamer, Foot, and Rough Estimate. And fucking, that was it, And then the next year, I was like, let's do it again, but like, I'll get all these other bands, I basically just wanted to see a show with all of my favorite Milwaukee bands that we've been playing with. I was like, I'll just put all like fucking 10 of them on one night. It'll be cool. And like Jade was just like, hey, do it, dude. Like, take over Milwaukee Punk Fest. I'm working on Weird Music Fest or whatever. And I was like, all right. And that was kind of like my birth of hang. That was 2012, and a couple of years later we started doing multiple days and then comedy and all that crazy shit. But
yeah, how did you incorporate art and comedy and also acoustic now into what this punk fest is? Because if people are coming, they have 4 days just chocked full of everything. They can listen to acoustic, they have the main stage, they have the side stage, they have artists, they have comedy. So how did that come to be?
it brings us back to a man called Joel Sobrowitz.
I think he's on your album you gave us, yeah?
Yes, Joel was a bass player for Billy Dreamer for many years, but he left to pursue interests in Colorado. Joel, I love you, but if you're watching.
Joel's not watching.
But getting back to the point.
Okay,
The thing is, Punk Fest people shouldn't be scared off because it says Punk Fest,
Right.
Like some people think, oh, well, maybe I'm too straight to go into Punk Fest. No, it's more of an aesthetic of acceptance.
Yeah, it's a freedom.
Punk's an attitude, man.
Exactly, it's not a uniform.
It's more freedom and shit, than actually, I'm not big on the whole uniform thing.
Very different acts, and the comedians were funny, and because I went first as an attendee just to be there, and that was, I was really impressed. That was great. So don't be scared off. Just call it Punk Fest. That's what I think is great here. Jess the Ska Kid, but we played here with Jess the Ska Kid.
Right. I love ska, but I don't have a uniform either, motherfuckers. Yes, that's the whole point, because music doesn't need to have that, and there isn't a platform out there that is allowing everything to exist, which is why I do this, and was intrigued by
really
what
cool.
you guys do.
I really love this idea.
Because
Super fun.
that's
so
how you
cool.
continue to build scenes. We don't, I don't know if you know the significance to the number 8 behind your Punk Fest, because I've done other music fests. I was the MC at, Midwest Ska Fest in 2015. That's dead. Scapleton is dead. Supernova Ska Festival, this was their last year. So there are tons of festivals that arise so that a certain targeted genre can be kind of reborn, but they're dying because, like you said, there's no money in it. And promoters get you, and the venue gets you, and then all of the actual fucking licensure that comes with that, and having to put money into merch and promote and do all of that. So how have you been successful to be able to carry it on for 8 years?
I mean, it's
That's a tough question.
no, it's not too tough actually, because like whatever. What's the old saying? It takes a village or whatever.
Yeah,
It
a lot of
does.
people are really interested in this and want to be a part of
Yeah,
it. We're happy to be a part of it.
There's no shortage. Yeah, like Amy's saying, there's no shortage of people who want to help out, and like that's what's really kept it going. And like having people who've had my back, like William and Amy, and like a lot of other friends who were able to keep it going. Because I'm not gonna lie, like 2 months ago I was like, this is the last year Punk Fest. Like I was like, I can't do this shit.
No, it can't be.
But I just like certain things happen and stuff, and and then it got me back into it. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm really happy I do this. It's very frustrating, it's a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
But when I'm at Punk Fest and I'm seeing like a huge mosh pit or just people with smiles on their faces, and I'm all like, yeah, this is why I do this. Yeah, it's a lot of bullshit, but at the same time, it's very rewarding. I've met a lot of really cool bands. I've got to see so much great music in 7 years. It's not even funny. Like, I feel lucky just for that,
How have you gone about finding talent for this fest? Are people, messaging your website? Because that's how I reached out to you.
Yeah.
So how did you go about accruing your mass of talent for this year?
I mean, in the early years, it was more like I was messaging people. Now I get a lot of people messaging me. But through the year when the fest isn't going on, we bring touring acts through, that are coming through the city. We'll get them on the show and stuff. So, like, a lot of that is I've met a lot of bands, and they're like, hey, you should check out this band, or hey, we've played with this band, hey, check them out, and it all kind of works out, and I'm able to fill up pretty quickly. I mean, we're usually fully booked by March.
Wow.
At the latest.
Wow. Do you, when somebody messages you with interest to be a performer for this, do you then go through and listen to them? Or are you like, we'll just take a chance and you guys can show up and we'll see how you sound?
Oh, I've definitely I'll be honest, I haven't listened to some bands like, you're in, send a TM. I took a chance and it worked out. And I was like, oh, that was fucking great. But, I mean, I have to, I listen to all the bands that message me, and because it books up so fast, it's hard because a majority of the bands contact us after it's already been booked.
Right.
So it's like, hit me up next year, and stuff like that. And that's really cool, I think. From growing from 2012 to 2018, it's like, I don't have to contact anyone anymore.
Right.
People are just like, I want to play. And that feels rewarding. You know what I mean?
I know. I do know. This is a ridiculous thing. This is a fuck you to the radio station I used to work at because they wanted to kick me out. So I said, I'll go home and do this myself and we'll see who wants to play my goddamn basement. And so far, everybody all over the place wants to because it's a neat idea. Yeah. So if somebody is watching really this, who so when should they contact you if they want on for next year? Because I want to help book this.
Yeah, I would say like
we got some fucking awesome talent from Texas. We want and Oklahoma. I want to throw your way because Hans Gruber would be fucking awesome.
I love them, Hans Gruber.
Right? Aren't they great? They're coming back October 2nd for a dinner and a show
right
here.
Away though, because he brings people through MKE Punk Fest to Milwaukee without it being Punk Fest. We'll put on MKE Punk Fest Presents shows, and we'll do that throughout the year, get people excited about these bands. Then when Punk Fest comes along, they're like, oh, like you're saying, Hans Gruber's going to be at Punk Fest, man, I'm going to be there. So just
they're probably like, wait, we are? Yeah, they're probably fucking high and drunk right now going, do we have a show on?
Wait.
Just checking it out. Now, hold on, that guy... That one call, that's all. He's plays music.
Yes. The grooms will be there. He'll be handing out free T-shirts in the T-shirt gun.
You've been an asset to me, Josh, because I've been able to direct people to you, and you've been able to book so far everybody that I've been able to do, like, put you in contact with. How have you been able to break into the Milwaukee scene to be able to book all over the place?
I think it's just been, I've been playing in the city for so long.
Yeah?
I don't know.
He goes on Craigslist, the hookup page.
Yeah.
Misconnections?
That's not a thing anymore.
Misconnections
Oh,
and
they took it
casual
away.
encounters. Yeah, I can't do that anymore, so that's why like our shows have dropped down a little bit.
So this year you have 2 venues.
Yeah.
Okay.
We really went
Club
small
Anything.
this year.
Quarters, right? Am I right?
Yeah.
So these are 2 smaller venues. So if
The locals kind of.
One quarters is pretty small.
Quarters is tiny as fuck. I've got punched in the face
Yeah.
and my hat ripped off and like smashed pissed officer plate up there. And I went up there and got beat the fuck up for no
shit.
reason because some girl was pissed off. What?
We like met almost there.
Yes.
You got pissed off?
Almost not.
I didn't
Like,
get
I
pissed
knew you,
off.
but we
Somebody
didn't
was like,
really
I
talk
fucking
about it."
hate ska fangs. And she punched me in the face and ripped my hat off and pushed me into the pit. So, like, I just fell in and
Sounded
ragdolled
like she
it.
was in the wrong bar.
Ah, no. But,
No, yeah, like the locals are a nice size venue. It's only like a 200 capacity.
so get your tickets now is what we're saying.
Yeah, like I mean, it's bigger, but it's intimate. Like this, the one thing about Punk Fest that I really like is you can see these national DIY acts and like such an intimate venue. Like you can reach up and touch those fuckers. You know what I mean? Like think about that, like going to the rave or going to Summerfest or going to any other big venue. Like there's a fence and like 12 feet in front of the band.
And security guards.
Yeah, like
ridiculous.
it's not like the old days.
It's impersonal music.
Like you can sit there, like the fucking lead singer can jump in the ground. He can be like, "Give me a hug, sucker," and like
the way it's supposed to be, interactive.
I don't know, like that's why I've always feared growing Punk Fest is to remove from that because that's one of the biggest attractions I think is being able to see these larger bands or these bands who are touring and playing shows every day. And seeing their hard work sweat like right in front of you, like you're nose to nose.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't get that with these bigger venues. And
Who are some of the bigger acts that people can anticipate that we should hook them in right now so that they want to come to this? Some kind of nightmare.
well, yeah, Some Kind of Nightmare always delivers in Milwaukee.
Billy
Yes.
Dreamer.
I don't know about Billy Joel.
Yeah.
Those guys suck.
You guys are
But we got Dirty Reggae Punx this year.
You do.
And they feature members of Green Jello.
Lazy Ass Destroyers is another band from Ohio that features members from them. They reached out to me and they were like, "You should play your shit." I was like, "I'll see you guys in a little bit." You have Old Wolves, which I thought was really neat.
Wolves.
Old Wolves is great.
They're gonna be on the
Yeah.
acoustic stage.
You want a ticket?
If I
Buy a
can
ticket.
I just know I can.
4 days, $12.
Right.
So even if
you
you're
can't
going to-
fucking beat that.
Even if you don't know that you're going to go to more than one night, if there's a slight chance you might, it's worth it.
$12 for 4 days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And Sunday, you should go because they're going to give awards out, right?
It's the award show.
So go to your website, MKE,
punkfest.com.
and take their survey. It's what? Venue, touring act, local act, comedian. There's 7 of them. I'm missing 3. Help me. Because I'm trying to memorize
I
them.
think it's like favorite venue
Regional.
for music. Yeah, regional band, favorite venue for music, and favorite venue for comedy.
And who else can you catch there?
Us.
Yes, Jess the Ska will
No,
be
no,
on
no, no.
sites.
Yeah, I guess. You can come catch us and Timidly
Shameless plug,
Artistic.
come on.
Yeah, they're watching the show already. But I'm excited because you have the setup we talked about before we did this interview is going to be main stage, then across in another room is side stage, and then in the back is acoustic.
Yeah.
So where are the comedians?
Well, comedians are in day 1 and 4.
Gotcha.
At quarters, and that's where we kind of do the art show and the comedy and the music to kind of bring more people out on a Thursday or Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Friday and Saturday is a lot easier to
Smart.
have people come out.
Is it, in general, easier for Milwaukee to attract people to come out for a show on a non-traditional weekend day, such as a Tuesday, a Thursday, a Sunday?
I mean, it depends.
We're not Chicago or anything.
Yeah,
but,
like,
I mean,
that's
people
a good
still
point.
come out. Like, Milwaukee's a 9 to 5 kind of city. Like, Monday through Friday workers, but we still want to party. We try to, at least.
No, and that's
Thursday's a big night to go out.
Yeah, Thursday is like Thursday. Like, people
Yeah.
still go out on Thursday. Especially, like, if it's like a bar in the neighborhood.
Right.
You're going to get a lot of locals who are on foot traffic because they're like, hey, you know, maybe I got to work tomorrow, but it's fucking Thursday. I'm going to go to a show. You know, like, it's a, I don't know how to,
We'll find a reason to drink. We will find a reason
There you go.
to drink
There you
and
go.
hang out with our friends and have a good time. So
Yeah, and like bars like Quarters, it's
Do you have
got all the community about it.
local bands that you work in collaboration most often with to help become more successful? A lot of these
Local
touring acts that we have interviewed recently have sister bands that they work in collaboration with so that they can piggyback off each other. They always share their stuff, you know, when like for instance, the Big News and Flip in the combined effort. When their Big News is on tour, Flip is talking about them and vice versa, and they're sharing their stuff so that there's that collaboration and camaraderie to continue to boost both of them. Do you guys have that in Milwaukee, and who would be the bands that you guys work with most closely?
I mean, we try to help all our friends' bands, but I mean, like, if I'm gonna, like, a standout band, I'm gonna say the Red Flags. Like, the Red Flags are fucking amazing.
we promote them as much as
Like,
I was just telling people
they're
outside.
insane.
You
They're
have
so
to
good.
have them on your show.
You really do. They're fucking insane.
Make it happen.
They're
Send them our
amazing.
way.
I
That's
will.
what I said.
Yeah.
That's what we
can
do.
that.
Exactly what I said.
But really, everybody that we've played
Yeah,
with
but-
has been always generous with
Everyone's helped each other out.
I mean,
Like,
bands like
we have more of a community than a
Size Fives and
Yeah,
those
Size
guys are
Fives.
Those
always
guys.
just
Yeah,
very-
Fibers.
very great.
The Billy Dreamer has promoted the
Just
meat curtains like the whole time that we've known each other, try to get each other shows and be with each
Yeah,
other
like
on
that.
shows,
Those
tours,
are like our
whatever.
BFFs.
Yeah,
you know.
I would say Billy Dreamer is my sister band. Or
Yeah, it's in the
some-
Meat Curtains,
My
that makes
sisters at home. And
I'm
Well,
like
now
their-
that he's eating your skin, you're
He's
fucking
eating
in.
my skin.
You're in.
I'm her
We
fake
are-
manager. I have to eat
He's
her
our
skin.
manager. He had to
Yeah.
eat my skin today.
Yeah.
You are the clever.
It's part of the writing.
Do you guys have a manager for this band, or you're in?
We're our own band.
Okay.
We're pretty DIY till you die in this band. Like, we do everything ourselves.
But we can still. I mean, yeah.
But hey,
like
if the
like
price
a
is right,
manager,
you
or
can
booking
do it
agent,
for
can
us.
still be DIY, but that person just needs to be, you know, as truly into it, not just like, oh, right,
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
right.
You can't just be.
But yes, I mean, accepting applications for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, help us out. I don't want to have to screen print any more shirts.
No.
I just want a rider where people massage me after I play shows.
Yeah.
I just want somebody massaging me.
So I need to go like
What's
get a
in the
masseuse
dough?
to
Want
follow
the
us
dough?
around.
One person.
I got one of those in my back pocket.
Oh, girl, you lost your wig.
She's bald.
Get it tapped in.
Anyways, so we know that you're in another band.
Yeah.
Anybody else here in another band, or is this your sole project?
I think we all got another band.
Oh, we all got a million bands.
We all got
Like,
Yeah, what else do you play in, and why aren't they on the show yet?
We kind of are on the show. No Recess, Nirvana cover band.
Yeah, we do like a little Nirvana
Alright.
We
tribute
got a little
thing.
Nirvana.
We did a Nirvana song tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
We'll be on Sunday at Punk Fest, right?
Yes,
All
we
right.
will be there. We don't play any of the hits, so don't come
As you
expecting to
should.
hear hits because we will fucking laugh at you. We're like,
We're
turn
not gonna
on
laugh at you.
102.9 in the Hog if you want to hear Smells Like
We're
Teen
not laughing at
Spirit,
anybody.
sucker. Get outta here.
William, are you
Don't
another
laugh at
band,
anybody.
or is this it?
I mean, I'm
William was famous. Do you know when you're in the presence of a fucking
He's a
famous
rock and roll
man?
star. You
Yeah,
don't
this
know
dude was in
that?
Oh My
Right.
God.
He is a.
What?
He was in a music video
Yeah.
with that
Fucking Tila Tequila.
Tequila.
This
What?
guy was huge.
Talk about this. Why aren't you talking, Will?
Yeah.
He's very modest.
It was a terrible error.
Look,
Actually,
fair enough.
terrible mistake, terrible error. No,
Flop and judging.
nothing against her personally, but it was just, I mean,
She came out as a terrible person, dude.
well, I don't know that.
Let's
I don't know.
hear that story.
She was nice enough
She's pretty racist.
that day. Anyway, yeah, I was the band.
Yeah,
Oh my
dude.
god! But I just
This
said
is
yes,
terrible
yes.
thing.
I went
If
crazy. I
you're
lost my
tequila, you
mind.
have to.
I suppose.
Couldn't
like, it
do
was
anything.
tequila.
Couldn't get out of bed or mail an envelope.
This guy right here. He's a good
And
man.
then so
He's a good
eventually I started coming back to life, and I'm in the process of coming back to life, and these people, they give me life.
Oh, and ultimately.
Good.
We've guided him to.
Chaos and broken knees.
yeah,
Yeah,
really
pretty
bring
much.
them back together by breaking his
He
collarbone.
always hurts when he's with us. What's happening?
Knees gone.
Hey, can we just give a shout out to fucking Stay Up All Night and Fight?
You just
When
did.
they were on this goddamn show, they were talking all about us, so we gotta talk about
Yeah,
that.
let's talk about
Let's
that.
talk about.
That's how I've heard
That
about
is
you guys.
true.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have heard Billy Dreamer for the last 4 years and never met you or seen you.
interesting.
Oh, shit.
And when I had a crazy idea, I was at work and I was like, well, how else can I make this show kind of worth it? Oh, it's going to be festival season. Let me see what fests are going on so that I can reach out and see if anybody wants to work in collaboration so we can promote them. Boom, I pop up your page and I was like, let's just message him. And it said, we'll respond within a couple days. And you immediately messaged me back and I was like, that's amazing. Very cool. So, like, that's kind of, you know, what I do is I want to reach out and make sure that everybody's voice is heard. Because you have like 80 bands, don't you, playing these 4 days, if I counted right?
This one's actually pretty smaller. It's about 40 acts.
Oh, okay.
With everything.
I apologize.
What we have in the past on 60 to 70, fucking, it's insane.
Because I heard about Milwaukee Punk Fest in 2014
Really?
when I was doing the radio show, because a lot of local bands played there. Scratch 45, Roosevelt, Dolls.
Oh, shit, yeah, that was Punk Fest 6.
Yeah, so I mean, there was a ton of local stuff when I started getting into our scene that was playing up there, and I was like, this looks really cool. So,
6 was insane.
I'm
I don't
happy to
even know
be
how I
part of
did
it.
that fucking shit.
no?
I don't know how we pulled it off.
So, does it take you a full year to look this? And like set it up and make sure that you have everything? And are there pitfalls? Do you get people that reach out and you've booked them and then they say, fuck you, I can't do this?
Oh,
What's that
people
band
drop
from
off
Mexico?
all the time. I've had a band from Canada. I've had a band from Mexico. I've had bands from all over the world who just drop on me last minute. Like, I mean, like the Mexico band, I was like, don't come. Because they were going to fucking fly all the way to Milwaukee and then fly to, like, Germany. And I was like, don't come here for this.
Oh,
it's
what?
at Quarters.
Fuck that.
Like,
Let him come to fucking
I mean, like
Milwaukee.
50 people at Quarters. I'm just like, do not spend
They
like
probably love
$700 on plane tickets to come to Quarters. Look, I care about our performers, all right, folks. I
Yeah.
know what they're getting into. Like,
I know what you're getting into.
but I mean, like people drop out all the fucking time, you know. So I have like a reserve list. So like, you know, I get a bunch of bands who, you know, I knew who I had to book for the year. And those spots all got filled, and then I just fill the reserve list, and then yeah, people drop all the time. So I just like, oh hey, you're on top of the list, so you get this spot, you know.
I'm gonna drop out.
2 bands, 3 bands off the list already, goddamn.
Uh,
You have an interesting promotion going on because, hey, anybody who's playing this needs to send this guy merch ASAP for the grab bags. Because you also are very connected within your local community, correct? If you bring non-perishable food items for the local food pantry, because there's a food drive, because us punk rockers give a fuck about people,
Yeah.
contrary to popular belief, you will get a grab bag with cool stuff in it, with merchandise.
Yeah.
So we're encouraging you all, right? The first 200 people, and you have to bring 2 non-perishable food items, right? I'm paying attention and memorizing your shit.
You sure
No.
I didn't know anything about
I'm
this
glad
at
you
all.
got that.
No, it's like yeah, every day of the fest, if you bring 2 or more non-perishables for Hunger Task Force, like the first and last day, you'll get a grab bag. It'll be like stickers, pins, koozies, random stuff from all the bands at Punk Fest. Yeah, like people were even talking about donating
We're
t-shirts.
giving
to this.
our shit tonight, so
Yeah,
you'll have Jess the Ska
Jess the Ska
merch.
kid too, like.
Hello.
And then we're also doing like a we got this cool, like, it's 3 different logos for koozies. Like, there's gonna be some weird limited edition koozies. My sister's business is making a Little Birdie Boutique. Check that out on Facebook for all your customized stuff needs. Go to my sister's fucking. Anyway, she's making them up. Look at my sister, goddammit, because she makes some good merch. All right, so we'll have those, and I love you, Angel. And then, yeah, so you just.
Here's a question. Are you ready for the next one? Because it's one of my things that I get on a soapbox a lot about.
Oh boy.
Do you guys use a distributor, or because you've talked about so much doing it yourself as a DIY sort of thing, do you mix, master, release your own shit, or do you go through CD Baby or some sort of other thing to put out your records?
No, we record with Mad Science Audio Labs. Kyle Kukowski out of there. And then I would say half of our releases we did in like our friend's mom's basement or whatever. And then half we did with Kyle. And then some stuff we recorded our own, Kyle mastered for us. But as far as distribution.
That's a new word from the dictionary!
We just do it through fucking Bandcamp, and then I also have like a digital distribution with like.
I love your magic words. Jen makes you create new things for the dictionary.
Distribution.
Just look at I can't say.
Premium box.
I got one for the Urban Dictionary.
Go on.
I came up with it myself. When she doesn't wipe all the way, but you still gonna eat that ass, it's called a mud pie. Oh!
Is that a money adventure?
I'm a horrible person. You come for the comedy, right? I'm
pretty
glad
sure everybody in Billy Dreamer eats butts. So.
Look, we eat some butts.
Eat some butts.
If you come to the show at Punk Fest, no.
We'll probably eat your butt, or Amy will.
Wait, what?
But no, we go through fucking Songcast, and that puts it on like fucking iTunes, fucking.
I've not heard of Soundcast.
It's like $10 a month, and yeah, it's not cheap. It's like $120 a year.
Why do you choose to do that instead of posting them yourself on those things? Because you can do that yourself. My shit is all on all of those platforms without a
I hear you, but it's a lot easier just to throw.
Don't be easy, you slut.
Look, I may be a slut, but I have to fucking.
Yeah, you gotta.
We're all a bunch of sluts.
Yeah, but you lose your own rights to your music, and you lose the full potential to earn all of your own royalties.
I mean,
well, we're very into.
I don't make any money off that.
People, like.
But if
like,
your stuff's being played
do it.
through a distributor on Spotify, they are making 80% of the dollar.
Understood.
That comes in. So you get 40 cents. Why is that fair? That ain't fair. If you take the time, Mr. Screen Print over here, do it yourself,
Well,
and put that WAV file onto
Fair
Spotify
enough.
yourself, you get all of those own royalties.
I
And
mean,
you are in complete control of your own creative and you can't get me off my
no.
soapbox. I'm talking, motherfucker.
Fair enough.
We need help. We need
help.
We need a
It's
smart
easy.
person.
I don't like
Enough
big
Bandcamp,
business.
though.
I hate the big business
But
thing.
here's the thing. The nice thing about big business is that the majority of people who are buying that stuff off of Spotify and that, it's not from America. It's from all over the world.
But you could post it yourself and still get all that own money without that distributor cutting into your stuff. And if you tell that person eventually, please take my stuff down, they'll go, ha, we own your shit. And you won't get any money.
They don't own nothing.
They do. Do you read the contract you signed? Because I read and researched all
I
this
just
bullshit.
clicked and said. put it
Yeah,
on
you
there.
just clicked and said, please, I gave you my money, it's easy. Don't do that.
How many countries are you in?
I don't know now, 150 something ridiculous.
And it's free. It's free.
So this is a platform that is free, because when I started actually talking to bands and finding out it takes a lot of money for you guys to be an artist, and all of us do this for what reason? Because we want to say fuck you to the man, I make my own money doing my dream. You have to be able to do that by posting your own shit. Take a few minutes, post your WAV files on that shit and get all your own money, because it's creating an account, posting your shit, done. We're on, the stupid radio app and SoundCloud and Bandcamp and YouTube and those are, when you do those things as a band, you have the platform to be on iTunes, Spotify, and Pandora. Pandora in and of itself is a whole crazy animal. You have to submit music. You have to have a certain number of likes and validations to be able to have them listen to you. And then you do. It has to be verified and validated that you're an entity that should be played. And then you get your own channel. But you get money from that. And those are the things that are going to kick you off into being a big thing without being raped and bending over and taking it. You want all your own money for your shit, right? An artist doesn't say, here, Jess, sell my shit, and I go, okay, now I get $100 and you get 50. Because that's what those distributors are doing, and it's unfair.
Oh, sure.
And this is why the music industry has become what it is. Nobody can make it because we've allowed ourselves to become lazy. Sorry, I'm a jerk, but I'm all about making sure that people know these things.
We're busy.
Can I get an amen?
Sorry, we're busy. We're busy
Good.
writing our music. We're busy
Right.
playing shows,
We're doing
putting
a lot
together
of crazy
shows, we're
shit,
doing all that
man.
stuff. It's hard to think about that stuff.
That's the thing.
There needs to be a book.
Our plate
A
is
book.
full.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I understand, but I want to impart this on you too.
Oh no, I totally
Yeah.
agree. Like if I had the time, I would do that and save myself 10 US a month, or 12 Canadian,
Just 10
14 euro.
That's why you gotta make one person in the band responsible for all of that stuff.
And it's hard because we're all doing, all of
Like
our
we're all
parts as a
responsible,
band.
yeah, for our own
All of us
things,
are- I mean,
like,
We're
Will's
all
like,
in
I'm
13
thinking now.
bands, so yeah.
well, that's the thing,
Really
like we're all in different bands and we're all doing different projects and we're working on stuff
We
together.
just need an
and
outside person who knows all their
We need like a
stuff.
band nanny.
We need a nanny.
You need a band mom and not a band dad.
No, wait, I want a band
$14
dad.
an hour.
I
You're
don't
You
hired.
don't have a band dad? Who books all your shit?
And Jess?
I'm not a dad.
You are
We
a
got that
dad.
goldfish.
I do. It's a beta.
You have a beta fish?
Fuck, I don't.
You have a new album coming out
Yes.
next year?
It's called If Satan Had a Refrigerator, Our Pictures Would Be on It.
That's cute.
I just made that.
That's good.
I love it. That's
I
the
love
name
that
of the
too.
new album now.
That's the name of our new album. It's coming out January of 2019. That's our
Will
goal.
you be back to do your release here?
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah, great.
Hell yeah.
That makes me happy. I super loved you guys. You have so much different influence in your music. You have rock and psychedelic and surf, and there is so much that you've pulled from. What are your influences that led you to be this band?
I don't know. I mean, for me, I guess it's like Butthole Surfers and like Nirvana and War. That's
All right.
those are my three for this man. Amy, go.
Oh, not really to be in this band, but like just a drummer and altogether. I'm influenced by my friends. Really, I love standing on the side of a show where I can see the whole band from one angle and I can see the drummer doing what they're doing. Like Ricky Carlecki from Rhetoric Vendetta, fucking Kitey from Court Cost, Ape Raper, and everything else he's been in. Like, I just love Justin Valentine from fucking 40 Ounce Fist, and seeing him play drums. And I know I found a drum set in the basement one day of a house that I lived in, and it wasn't mine. I just went down there and started playing a beat, and these guys from 40 Ounce came down, and they're just like, you need to play drums. They just started playing a riff, and I played along. They were like, you need to start playing. And that's how the Meat Curtains formed. Is we were just doing laundry one day with my girls, and we're like, let's fucking play a band. We got somebody else's equipment out there. We're gonna use everybody else's shit. That's what the Meat Curtains do. We're gonna use everybody else's stuff. We're gonna come to your show. We're gonna steal your show. We're gonna steal your drum set and your guitars, and we're gonna fucking be wild. But again, yeah, my friends, and all the local musicians out there who I come to see. They're big influence. So I love you guys.
Your turn.
Anybody that I see who I feel like they're making themselves vulnerable or giving themselves over to what they're doing, that it's a honest thing. I mean, I love Black Sabbath, because when I got babysit by the neighbors down the block, because I was an only child, they had teenage boys, and he'd turn out the Black Sabbath record and turn the speakers out the window. And he wasn't embarrassed to go, just airband in front of me. And I'm like, yeah.
So cool.
But, you know, I mean, I love, I owned 3 Lisa Loeb albums, too, you know, I mean, like, and I like listening to modern classical music, such as totally bizarre, weird, you know, I mean, I like pop music, there's so much that's good out there.
I will wear your father's dress. Is that okay?
And really, when we attack like major pop radio or whatever, really we shouldn't direct our hatred so much towards those individual bands and singers. It's really just that industry itself. You know, it's
Can
like,
I get an amen?
Oh, amen. Agreed.
It's true because
Yeah.
it's art that's just being manipulated by other people. Unfortunately, that's why we gotta take it back. I'll put my
Hey,
psycho
man.
soapbox away now.
Hey, man.
So where can people
right.
find you guys?
I live in St.
In
Francis.
bed? Are you going to bed? Wake up, Dash.
I'm awake. You can find us all over the place, really.
MKE Punk Fest.com.
Yes.
MKE Punk Fest.
You can find a lot of good info there.
MKEpunkfest.com.
Where can people get tickets right now?
Brownpapertickets.com. If you go to Brown Paper Tickets, you can get tickets, and then you can either get them at will call or mailed to you or whatever. Or if you just go to like the Facebook pages of Billy Dreamer or Milwaukee Punk Fest or whatever, you can just message us and be like, let me get some of them physical tickets, and they'll be like,
Them
all
physical
right,
tickets.
sounds
Them
good.
real deals.
And then we'll hang out, we'll get a beer or something, and we'll give you those tickets. But you have to give me $12.
$12 gets
Then
you
we'll hang out with
a
you.
Then
ticket
we'll
for
hang out
4
with
days.
Yeah,
4
That's
days.
40 acts. That's comedians, artists, acoustic acts, bands. Like for 12 US. That's 12 McChickens. Like seriously.
$8.
For 12 McChickens,
So it's
you can
cheaper
see
for the ticket than 12
awesome.
chickens.
Are there
Yeah.
raffles and stuff?
Yeah, we got raffles, we got award shows, we got pina coladas. It's crazy.
Are there going to be any, is there going to be food there?
So here's the
I
thing
love
about
you,
Punk
Amy.
Fest is re-entry is allowed.
Oh!
We don't mess around. We're not some pretentious ass fucking festival. You can just come in and you can go as you want, as long as you get that stamp. But no, around all the venues there are restaurants with like I'm talking across the street, like at the local there's Botanas, there's Hamburger Mary's. You can get some fucking bomb ass tacos from Botanas. You can get some bomb ass burgers from fucking
Yes.
Hamburger Mary's.
All
Play some pinball.
I'm
right
gonna
in
eat
there.
tacos on stage. I'm gonna shove my face full of tacos as I'm like, the next band is.
So it's like
El Pastola!
it's like a minute away, and like at Quarters, kebab hubs right across the street. They got wraps, they got falafel, they got burgers, they got anything. So it's like you can just walk across the street, grab some food, come back into the venue. There's no.
That's awesome.
We're not crazy.
And that's
people.
completely unique. Yes, beer guy. What's your question?
Do you want to plug the venues at all?
Yeah, Quarters Rock and Roll Palace.
What up, Pete?
Peter.
900 East Center Street in Riverwest,
That's a good
in
man.
Milwaukee.
It's a beautiful neighborhood. Beautiful neighborhood.
It's-
It's
Yes.
great, and that's going to be the Thursday and Sunday, right?
Yeah.
First and last day, 900
where's
East
the
Center
other day?
Street, Quarters, Rock and Roll Palace, and then on the Friday and Saturday, it's going to be at the local, which is the place that has the 3 stages,
Yes.
and so if you're not digging something, well, you won't have to wait too long to see something else.
Fucking
It's
walk
just
your
a
ass to the next room, or go
Yeah.
outside and smoke.
You're
Right?
gonna take somebody on a walk?
Let's go.
Go for a
You
walk.
just walk everywhere.
We'll go play some pinball. I will play pinball with you. I don't care.
Yeah, they
I'll
got like
do it. I
Men in
love
Black
pinball.
pinball and stuff.
Nobody's got Men in Black
Oh,
pinball.
baby, it was something else.
No, I'm talking about Hamburger and Mary's. They got that.
Oh, they got
do.
everything.
They got
Hamburger
whole
Mary's is
arcade.
great.
They got a
Yeah.
beercade.
Beer cake.
What?
A
That's
beercade. You
That's not
drink.
Hamburger and Mary's.
Yeah, isn't it?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I don't know either. But
Milwaukee
if you
Punk
go there,
Fest.
you can drink beers and play games, and then come back and watch bands.
Yeah.
So we're at the top of our hour. Jess the Ska Kid, Billy Dreamer, promoting Milwaukee Punk Fest, which happens August 23rd through the 26th. Get your tickets now, brown paper bag tickets.
Bag tickets, get them.
$12 bucks.
Paper
They're
bag
$12. Like,
First
come on.
200 people?
That's 12 McChickens.
Just
Yes.
save your McChicken money.
And bring on Thursday and Sunday
Stop
your
eating McChickens for 1
non-perishables.
week.
Get your fucking free bag
Oh,
of
no.
fun
But then
stuff.
also bring
Who
me a
is 12
McChicken.
McChickens a week?
Watch
Hosted
these
by-
guys.
Hosted by who?
I eat 12
Hosted by
McChickens
us,
a week.
Jess the Ska
Alright,
Kid.
it's true.
Yay!
Hey!
We will see you at Milwaukee Punk Fest and catch us next week when we have Cat and the Hurricane on. Kay?
Thanks.
Bye.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Bye.